Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Good morning, y'all. Thanks so much for joining us today for Studio 512. Jeans, of course, are an American staple, and if the weather ever cools off, we will get a chance to wear them again. Here to tell us more today is Raquel Greer-Gordian of Greer Image Consulting, talking about the best jeans to highlight or balance your shape with styles that are in for fall. And you're going to hear me complain about jeans a little bit today, Raquel, but it's always so good to see you, my friend. Good morning.
Good to see you too, Rosie.
Yeah, the big complaint I have is that jean lengths are blowing my mind. It's not going all the way down to the ground, and it's not halfway up your calf. It's hitting like right at the top of your foot, and it makes me feel like high waters. And for anyone who grew up in a certain era, that was like a horrific thing.
Yes.
That and socks that showed.
Yes, and you always gotta do styling. Like, styling is such an important part of anything that you wear. So sometimes that means rolling jeans, sometimes it means tailoring them, sometimes it means getting them long and then having a little bit taken off. You know, there always is adaptations for every body type, and you know, for every height, you just got to make it yours.
Yeah, really good point. And so you're calling it the A and B of image consulting.
Yes.
Accentuate and balance. What do you mean by that?
Yes, absolutely. So with any body type, you're doing two things. You're accentuating your attributes, whether that's your waist, your hips. If you want to accentuate your shoulders, any part of your body type, you're really using kind of your natural assets. And then the clothes are really going on that canvas to highlight you. And then balancing too. So an hourglass, your shoulders are going to be the same width as your hips, but with other body types, you might have broader shoulders, you might have broader hips. So you're kind of balancing those attributes so that everything kind of looks poised together, polished, and it really accentuates you.
Yeah, so this does include a little bit of knowing about your own body type. We're talking about mine first, but of course, if you need a little help, Raquel can help you figure yours out. Yeah, okay. Let's talk about the pair, which basically means you're a size or 2, which is me, smaller on top than you are on bottom.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So your hips are wider than your shoulders. And then also a big part of being a pair is that you have a defined waist. Mm-hmm. So for you, the best jeans are going to be flare, which I love. Flare is so fun because they're such a retro fit.
Yeah.
I feel like you could wear them with some like white platform sneakers, but they're so fun with like heels going out too. And the thing about that is when your hips are a little bit wider, you have that width at the bottom of a flare, so it's balancing that right there.
Yeah, I do feel like wide leg flares like these, I mean, when I look in the mirror, I feel balanced for the first time in a long time.
Yes.
And so good to know to wear them with like sneakers and things like that now that we've got like platform comfortable shoes coming in.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a fun time in fashion. All right, let's talk a little bit about the inverted triangle. And I think this deserves a little explanation because someone may not understand, like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, so it's basically the opposite of a pair. So with an inverted triangle, you can have a defined waist or you can have a waist that's a little bit more similar in width to your hips. But basically the defining characteristic of an inverted triangle is going to be that strong shoulders.
I think of
the
swimmers.
Top. Yes, absolutely. Very much an inverted triangle. And so with that, because you're balancing the shoulders, you actually can go back to the flare, even though it's a completely different body type, kind of the opposite of the pair. With this, you're balancing the hips, and then the flare can also balance the shoulders. And then in addition to that, you can do a wide leg. So again, because you're wider on top, you can have a little bit of width on bottom. So like the flare, you can have width at the bottom, but it can be all the way through. And then also the barrel denim. So with
what's barrel? What does that mean?
Yes, it's definitely, there's a little bit of width. It's kind of that like boyfriend denim, that dad denim, that really kind of like oversized denim. So again, if you're bigger on top, you can have a little bit more width on bottom to balance that shape as well.
And I'm impressed to see like how many times we can use the same shapes. So that's like a good thing. You know, if you're not sure, basically I'd buy a flare.
Yes.
But let's talk about the rectangle. And this to me usually means someone who is pretty darn in shape or doesn't carry a whole lot of extra body weight. So
Yes.
somebody who is like perfectly symmetrical top and bottom.
Yes, very much kind of that marathon runner body type. And so for this, if you want to accentuate the body type, you're gonna go with the skinny. They're gonna look so good in skinnies because you're basically balanced throughout your entire body type. So you can do a shape like that. But then also, because you have kind of the same shape throughout, you can also try a straight leg. So they're gonna be a little bit more oversized, not as much as the barrel, not as much as the wide leg, but they're also gonna be looser if you want a little bit more of a relaxed fit. But straight leg is also gonna be straight up and down, so it still follows that rectangular line.
Gotcha. So the skinnies are kind of like the skinny line, and then the straight legs are kind of the straight line, but you're giving yourself a little bit more space to play with.
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
All right, yeah, and I know you can play with a little bit more volume sometimes when you're a rectangle as well. Hourglass, so similar to pear, but it means that you are the same, right? Top and bottom, but things go in the middle.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So for hourglass, you're always going to want to stick to high rise, but you have a lot of freedom for what you would do. So you could do the flare, but you could also do a wide leg. The main thing with an hourglass is you're going to want to stick to the higher rise, so on your waist, but you can do a little bit more of a relaxed bottom there. And then you could also do a skinny too. You might not want to do something as fitted as the rectangle, so maybe you would go into this straight category. But honestly, with hourglass, because you have the balanced shoulders with the hips, you really have a lot of variety.
Every time you say skinny, I think there are millennial people watching who are thinking, yes!
Yes, they have their purpose.
They serve a purpose, they do. Okay, an apple, I think of a really close friend of mine, bigger in the chest.
Yes.
And then also bigger through the rib cage, but has the world's longest little leggies.
Yes.
And so is that kind of a traditional apple?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, you nailed it. That is very much an apple. And it's interesting because they're going to kind of gravitate towards the same silhouettes as the rectangle. So for the rectangle, you've got that long and lean silhouette. So that's what you're following. For the apple, you're balancing that. So because you have those long and lean legs, you're gonna go towards a skinny. That's gonna look amazing on you. And then again, that straight leg, if you want something relaxed during the day, this is a perfect pair too, and then a perfect option as well. And then, yeah, with apples, you're gonna do a little bit, usually apples tend to wear a little bit blousier top, a little bit more boyfriend top, so these are gonna balance that with that
show off.
kind of leaner silhouette.
Show off those little, I'm giving it a little kick line right here. Show off those little leggies.
Yes.
Wonderful information as always. So good to know about these styles that are in right now too as well. Raquel, we thank you for your time. Thank you. All right, DM Raquel on Instagram for more information on her client services at Raquel Gregorian, or check out her website, GreerImageConsulting.com for The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by the Puppy Food Bank. Every September, y'all, our community has an opportunity to impact the lives of shelter dogs in our area and beyond by donating to the Puppy Food Bank. Joining us now to talk about the importance of this organization is Executive Director Danielle Gunter, who also has some sweet little friends that she brought along with her. Danielle, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having all of us.
Yeah, all of us. Yeah. We're going to talk about the little friends we've got in just a second, but let's talk first about the Puppy Food Bank and how Pledge Month supports your mission. So, and by the way, this dog is really sweet and very happy. She's just kind of making little sweet little puppy noises, so she's okay.
So we are in year 3 of our organization being public and really supporting no-kill rescues, not only across Texas, but across the United States. We've been distributing dog and cat food. I always like to mention that because we do support our feline friends as well. And what really started out here in Texas kind of just came alive to go national just because of the fact that we were getting so many applications from across the United States, and we started getting donors from every state that we said we've got enough funding that we can really impact it. But what's really cool is that all the money that's raised in Texas stays in Texas. It doesn't go beyond, and that we know that that's very important to donors, and they want to make sure that who they're helping is local. We support a lot of rescues that are in Austin and their surrounding counties, which is fantastic because we know there's a huge population and a need for it. And yeah, I mean, every September we've been doing Pledge Month thanks to Thomas J. Henry. He likes to sponsor us, and he'll match up to $80,000. So
Wow.
It's a really good time right now. If you are not a current donor, you can be a one-time donor, you can be a monthly donor, and then it gets doubled, which is fantastic. We are gearing up for our puppy and kitten season. So a lot of the rescues will reach out to us, and suddenly they've got 6 litters of puppies and they need formula or they need extra puppy food more than their normal orders. And so this money helps us not only support just our monthly expenses with the dog and cat food, but also to help with those emergency situations where we're getting calls or there's a hoarding situation. But really, I mean, it's that coming up on puppy and kitten season, and we spend about $40,000 a month to support all of the rescues that we support.
Whoa.
So it's a huge impact that we're making during this Pledge Month that'll be able to help support about 4 months worth of dog food.
That is incredible. Okay. Yeah, you brought it up just a little bit there, but I do want to talk about why September is such a critical time for your organization. You basically told me off camera, twice a year we kind of gear up because things are about to get a little bit hectic.
Yes, so always in the spring, and then of course here in the fall, you know, there's just, because animals are not spayed and neutered, it's what happens naturally. And then they get dumped because people weren't expecting litters. And it just becomes a huge, not only capacity crisis that the shelters are already facing, but now, you know, they don't want to have to turn away dogs. Well, part of the way that they don't turn them away is that they have food. We know that the food is coming from us. They know they can take on those dogs. And then they've got, you know, medical expenses and just really being able to kind of make sure that they can provide that support. And so we come in and we say, okay, we know it's kitten and puppy season. We're gearing up, we're ramping up. We know we're gonna have to provide extra dog food, extra puppy food, kitten food. There's sometimes even bottle fed babies. For example, he was a bottle fed baby. And so, you know, Griffin. And so it's just really important that we're prepared for those situations. And we make sure that we have the funding needed for that.
That is awesome. Okay, so speaking of the sweet little dogs we have in front of us, Griffin, I feel bad. I called you a little girl.
Yes.
But he's a sweet little boy, and he is only, what, 8 weeks old?
8 weeks old,
Look
yes.
at how teensy he is, everybody.
He is
so
a terrier
sweet.
mix.
Oh.
He was found in San Marcos on the side of a road, and he was a bottle-fed baby, and he's probably going to get about 15 to 20 pounds. They say that he's doing really, really good in his foster home with learning, you know, kennel training and when to go potty, which is absolutely always a dream true with a puppy. But he really is adorable and so playful. And then we've got Mini Pearl here. She is 8 months, so she has kind of pretty much might get slightly bigger, but she was a stray that was found in South Austin, and she is also a terrier mix. And just, I mean, sweet. I haven't heard either one bark yet.
Face. Yeah.
Yes.
She's just very, you know, happy to be hanging out with you, which is awesome.
And they're both from Love and Puppy Paws, which is here in Austin. They're a foster-based rescue that is no-kill as well. And so they have fosters all the way from Austin down to Corpus, which is fantastic. And so we help support their fosters, and they're always looking for volunteers, always looking for fosters. So if you're not able to make a donation today to help support our Pledge Month, I encourage everybody to go check them out, check out our website, and see just other ways to get involved.
Absolutely, and they're a good example of one of your beneficiaries.
Yes.
So when you're looking for shelters to help, what are the criteria there?
So the biggest one is that we always make sure that they're a no-kill organization.
Sure.
And I know there's a lot of definitions out there, there's a lot of misconceptions, but if a dog is, you know, physically able, doesn't have any type of history, and is overall a healthy dog, that you're not just, you know, euthanizing to get rid of it and make more space. We want, you know, every dog that is adoptable and healthy that can be adopted. Those are the rescues that we work with. We look for organizations that may not have, you know, an entire staff to be able to constantly be out there hustling and finding funding to help pay for medical expenses or, you know, dog food. And we really like these organizations that their biggest focus is just saving as many animals as possible. And so we are actually in our 3rd year with Love and Puppy Paws, which is really exciting. We love the work that they do. They started out more as like a pit rescue, and now you can tell that they've evolved into other dogs as well. But the directors of the organization have just been absolutely fantastic, and they really are just about saving as many dogs as possible.
Okay, and I think you've touched on this, but the donations are so important because they directly impact these types of shelters.
So once the funding comes in, again, whether it's a monthly donation or a one-time donation, we then take that money and we directly ship out dog food to these rescues. So it's saving them time, saving saving them the hassle of trying to drive to a store. Let me figure out where we're getting our next shipment from, who has the best prices.
I was going to say, you also have economies of scale, which is something I always bring up in a nonprofit like this. You have the ability to buy food cheaper than they can get it on the open market.
And it really makes a bigger impact, because that $5 donation suddenly goes a lot further than if you were to go to the store and buy a bag of dog food yourself and take it to them. And really, it's just been such a grateful thing, because, you know, we've been supporting them, like I said, for 3 years, and they've been able then to focus that money into other avenues, which has been helpful, not just to them, but the other rescues that we support. And I know since May of 23, we've distributed more than half a million pounds of dog and cat food across the United States.
Wow.
So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, and the number just keeps growing. So thank you for what it is you do. And of course, these 2 little babies are adoptable, y'all. So Love and Puppy Paws here in Austin, that's where you want to look into for them. And how can people learn a little bit more about the Puppy Food Bank?
So viewers can go online to puppyfoodbank.org. You can make a donation. And again, it's going to be doubled up until the end of this month, thanks to Thomas J. Henry. So, you know, whether it's $5 or $25 or more, it's all going to be doubled, which is really exciting, and really just help us continue to support as many rescues as we can.
Okay, sounds good to me, Danielle. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for bringing these sweet little baby guys. Take this one home. Come on. They are so sweet. Help the Puppy Food Bank by going to puppyfoodbank.org, y'all. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by the Puppy Food Bank. Welcome back, everybody. You are invited to experience culture, history, science, and beyond with the 28th Annual Austin Museum Day coming up this weekend. Joining us now are Kimberly Crabb with the Texas State History Museum, and local artist Eva Frederick to tell us more about it. We're happy to have y'all. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us.
We're going to talk a lot about you today, Eva, because you're the star of the show. But Kimberly, I want to make sure we touch base with you first. What is Austin Museum Day? Because you are co-chair right now of making this whole thing come together.
We are really excited about Austin Museum Day. We have over 35 different museums all across Central Texas, from Marble Falls and Bastrop, Georgetown, and then also the UT campus, the Capitol, all museums all around. That are free admission for Austin Museum Day, and also a lot of the museums have special activities.
Cool.
So we're excited.
Absolutely, and I want everybody to hear that one more time. It's free, y'all, to go see these museums. And you were kind of blown away by the options that are out there, because you said, someone who's lived here a while, even you were surprised by some of the museums that are accessible.
I was. A lot of times people are a little worried. They're thinking, oh no, it's going to be too crowded. But it really isn't, because we have 35 different museums. Some of the smaller museums you might want to check out would be Flower Hill, Neil Cochran House, Chateau Bellevue.
I was going to say, I promised to say Chateau Bellevue is absolutely gorgeous. House from the 1850s, y'all. It will blow your mind. And it's right in the middle of town.
Yes. So we invite you to come out to the Bullock Museum. We're the headquarters. We're handing out totes and stickers. And you can come to the Bullock Museum, check us out, and then head on to some other museums.
Sounds good to me. Okay, so it's a really good first stop for more than one reason, not only to pick up the map that's going to help you around to all those 35 different museums, but of course to get in touch with you, Eva. So if you wouldn't mind, take us back to the top. Tell us a little bit about your work as an artist and the medium that you work with.
For sure. So yeah, my name is Eva Frederick. I'm a Linocut printmaker. So Linocut, you're carving into a block of rubber or linoleum, and then it's relief printing, so you're printing something that ends up the mirror image of what you carved.
Okay, so what you've had to do, and I'm going to show this off for you, this is what you created to make the poster, the tote bag, the everything for Austin Museum Day. And while you guys are looking at it on this camera, it looks right way around, but I will tell you the camera has flipped it. This is not as easy as it's looking currently on television. In fact, she has had to do everything backwards. That includes all lettering, all the lovely little animals. And actually, animals are kind of a specialty of yours.
Yes, I love to create. So when I'm not doing posters, I like to print on apparel. I love printing mythological animals or real kind of Texas wildlife inspired critters.
Oh, lovely. And then this is like, you say it's linoleum, like I think you guys can see this looks like, I'm going to drop it real quick just so people can hear it. rubber. It's so cool. So we go from the drawing of it to the just carving out of it, kind of working backwards the whole time, and then you flip it right way around to get your print, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Oh man, that looks, it's amazing. It's a really cool, way of making your brain work that I don't think I could do, Kimberly. Do you think so?
I don't think I could either, no.
But you said you didn't know, since this is the first time you're co-chairing the event, how big of a deal it is that people really enjoy the tote and they are raving about Eva's work.
Yes, we've gotten so many great comments about the totes, the stickers, our poster, and we love selecting a local artist to do the work. And so Austin Museum Partnership is really excited that Eva partnered with us, and we're excited to share her work.
And Eva, there's a little something, it's kind of like Easter eggs, a little option from so many of the types of museums you can check out, right?
Yeah, so going into it, we were trying to think about a way to make it really lively, kind of highlight some of the different museums. And then also I wanted to add some little critters that are obviously enjoying the museum. So there's some little, like if you'll see the little raccoon or the lizard or the roadrunner up here, those are just kind of Austin critters that are, checking out what the exhibits are all about.
But we've also got a dinosaur, we've got all sorts of things to let people know, hey, you can see a lot of really cool things. And then I love the books because that's a really good reminder of like the culture, the history that we can explore as well, right?
Right, and even the math, where is that?
Over here.
Oh, okay, the math on the lino cut. We have Math Happens, and they don't have a regular facility, but they'll be at the Neil Cochran House and also at the Bullock Museum. And so it's kind of neat it's a slightly different type of museum. So we're excited to showcase that as well.
Math Happens, and so a good reminder too that this is family friendly.
Very.
And let's talk about the exposure, Kimberly. What does it mean for these spaces to kind of open their doors and say like, hi, come in, we're here.
Right.
Come back and see us again sometime.
I think a lot of times if you live in a place for a while, you get used to doing the same thing. And so this is a great way to check out maybe a smaller museum or maybe a museum you haven't been to before. And you don't need a reservation. You can come in for 15 minutes or 3 hours and really kind of explore all the different cultural things that Austin offers.
It's really cool, and of course at a really great price. So I do want to touch real quickly, Eva, in the last few seconds that we've got here, you are going to be at the Bullock. You are going to be saying hi and helping give out these totes. So are you excited to see people and have them acknowledge your work?
I'm very excited, and I think I'll be there from around 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the day. So come say hi, check out the poster and the tote bags and everything.
Sounds good to me. And then get your map as well.
Yes.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there, ladies. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And congratulations, Eva.
Thank you so much.
Huge for a local artist. Okay,
Very
for more information on the 28th Annual Austin Museum Day, visit austinmuseums.org or follow them on social media at Austin Museums. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Texas Oncology. Texas Oncology is dedicated to giving its cancer patients more breakthroughs, more victories. Dr. Mike Latanzi, medical oncologist specializing in prostate and urologic cancers, is here to tell us more about what the practice can offer, and we're happy to have him. Dr. Mike, if you wouldn't mind, talk to us a little bit about Texas Oncology Austin.
Yeah, sure. So Texas Oncology is a large multi-specialty group practice with medical oncologists, radiation oncologists, even urologists. We've been in the Austin area for many decades and offer kind of the full complement of urologic cancer care, including surgery and biopsies, as well as radiation and systemic therapies and hormone therapies, and even cutting-edge clinical trials for patients with advanced prostate cancer.
I'd like to hear a little bit more about what y'all offer as far as specialties, because you really run the gamut.
Absolutely. And for prostate cancer in particular, it's extremely important for patients to have access to multiple different specialties. It takes many different types of physicians to care for prostate cancer, particularly for patients with what we would call localized prostate cancer. These are patients with a cure rate, approaching 100%.
Wow.
And so it really is important in terms of getting patients to cure and deciding with those patients which path to take. It could be surgery, could be radiation, And kind of combining these three modalities together, we're able to cure the vast majority of patients if prostate cancer is detected early.
Can you give us some examples of your patients? For example, I know that some of our generations are being diagnosed with cancer earlier and earlier, and they're really working on that right now.
That's right. You know, both in prostate and urologic cancers and the cancer world more generally, we're seeing a shift in terms of the demographics, and we are seeing an uptick in younger patients diagnosed with cancer. In prostate cancer, those patients tend to have some kind of hereditary predisposition to prostate cancer.
If someone is maybe dealing with a new cancer diagnosis, they're in that stage where, there's a lot of newness and it might be pretty overwhelming, what would be your professional advice to them?
I think the most important thing is to seek out multidisciplinary care.
Okay.
Any patient with an early stage prostate cancer should at a minimum be evaluated by a urologist, a surgeon, a radiation oncologist, and a medical oncologist to kind of discuss what are the different treatment options and what are the potential side effects of those treatments for the patient.
Really good points today, Doctor. Thank you for your time.
Great, thank you for having me.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Learn more about how Texas Oncology can support you and your loved ones at texasoncology.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Texas Oncology. Hey, did you know National Cheeseburger Day is coming up this Thursday, September 18th? Oast House Kitchen and Bar has some perfect bites to celebrate. Executive Chef Jose Flores is here to tell us more. Chef, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I love burgers, so I'm thrilled to hear that there is a National Cheeseburger Day, and
Absolutely.
you guys are celebrating.
Absolutely.
Yeah, tell us about it.
So, National Cheeseburger Day, we will have, on lunches, we normally have our $10 burger bar going on, and we will be extending that throughout the whole day. So come in for a great deal, come in for a delicious burger, come in for a good time. Bring in the kids, enjoy it.
Oh, yeah, okay, family-friendly restaurant, good to know. And I want to repeat what you just said because I want to make sure that people hear how good this deal is. So normally for lunch you have $10 burger bar deals.
Yes.
You are extending that now
Yes.
for just Thursday.
Just Thursday,
National
right.
Cheeseburger Day. So it means people can pay $10 for a gourmet burger for lunch or dinner to celebrate. Is
Right.
that right?
Right.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, so talk to me a little bit about what sort of burgers might be on the menu. You've got some really beautiful options to show us.
Yes, so we have a Forger burger, which has our mushroom conserva right on the bottom, goat cheese, arugula, and our balsamic red onions.
Ooh, okay, all right. This is the sort of burger that might be up my alley. I like the idea of like the pickled, the cheese,
Yep.
all those. I know you've hit
Yeah, it's
sweet, savory.
that gooiness from the goat cheese.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, how about the one in the middle?
This is our secret favorite. Once you enjoy it, take one bite, you enjoy it every time. We have maple sage aioli. We have pickled cabbage, and as well as our Guinness apple jam.
Ooh. Okay, well,
Some cheddar cheese.
I was going to pick this one, but now you've kind of talked me into this as well. Did you say maple in the
Yeah,
aioli?
a little bit of maple syrup and sage, sweet, savory.
Oh, sounds good. Okay, and then of course not everybody is a meat eater, so we want to take care of them
Yep.
too.
If you're vegan, vegetarian, we have our black bean burger. All you got to do is remove our cheese from this burger. We got you set.
Yeah, for vegans, great, but for vegetarians, lump that cheese on. Let's do it. And it's a big, tall burger with lots of vegetables as well, which is awesome. Not only that, you brought a fourth burger for us. I told you off camera, my husband is a big fan of pimento cheese.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing is the Southwest Pimento Burger. Yep. Yeah. So you've been grilling this.
Yep.
What would you say for, a patty this size? Is that a half pounder?
These are 7-ounce patties. We use 7-ounce patties.
Okay. Will you tell me a little bit about, once you formed it, all of that, how long you would cook it each side?
We go about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Just get it nice medium well. Obviously, if guests would want to come in, they want it medium rare, we can absolutely.
And if you want it charred?
Charred, well done, no issue.
Okay.
You're
that's
eating
good.
it, you're enjoying it, you can take it how you want.
Right, your opinions you'll set aside. If you want it, we'll do it for you. And then what rough temperature would you put this on? Medium heat?
We run our grills at like a medium-high heat.
Okay, all right. Helps me because I'll tell you the truth. making meat at home scares me just a little bit. So I love your tips, Chef. So we've been cooking this patty. Why don't you go ahead and serve us up?
Yeah.
We've got the pimento cheese going on next,
Yep.
right?
Pimento cheese, soften it up more than it already is.
Okay, what's in pimento cheese? Because all I know is that it's like, not the cheese format I think of.
Yeah. So our pimento cheese, we use smoked Gouda.
Oh, yum.
So in Spain, they call red bell peppers pimento. So red bell peppers in there, green onions, and as well as we use some cream cheese and smoked Gouda. So that's and mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is going to give it that moisture.
No, those are all delicious ingredients.
Yeah, you would be surprised it's together.
Pimento cheese. So maybe I need to give it a chance. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Yeah, get it on the burger here. What are you putting on? It's an aioli of some
Aioli.
sort. Yeah.
Our chipotle aioli on both on the top and the bottom of the bun.
So it's nice and juicy, y'all. And chipotle aioli, as well as the maple sage. I'm guessing you guys make all of this in-house.
Yep, all in-house.
Yeah.
Pickling for at least 18 hours, 12 hours, and then it's
Wow.
ready. Putting on some pickled jalapenos.
Well, so the pickling will take the bite out, but
Yep.
leave you with that great jalapeno flavor.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so now here comes the burger.
Yep.
And then the little pièce de résistance is that you've got kind of a cowboy salsa of sorts
Of course.
happening
Yep.
here.
So we have our roasted corn relish. This corn's gonna add some sweetness. The pickled red onion is gonna have that little bit of tang, and then we put some green bell pepper, some of that grassy earthiness.
Ooh, yeah,
So-
sounds good to me. And no lettuce, so if you're not really into health,
Yeah, this is
you're
gonna be
getting your
our.
vegetables somewhere else,
We
which
sneak
is
them in there
great.
for you.
Yeah, I do want to ask real quickly about your fries. House cut, beer battered. You guys really try to take fries to the next level, as well as the burgers.
Yep. So they're coated. They're nice, crispy. So no matter how long we take to get you their food, it's gonna get out to you,
But
nice
they're
and crispy.
They're gonna work to get it fast, but I always think about taking something home. Sometimes fries are just not good again.
Oh yeah, you get home, you throw them in the quick microwave or air fryer if you have it. Gonna be nice and crispy no matter what.
Lovely. Okay, and just real quickly in our last 10 seconds, the other restaurants that Osthaus is under the umbrella of.
Yep. So we have Keepers. We have a speakeasy right in the same building with Osthaus, named Daisy. So you can come in and enjoy some seafood, or family-friendly new American food, or have a delicious cocktail.
Oh, sounds good to me. All right, I love that you guys are celebrating National Cheeseburger Day. Thank you for what you've done to the American public. We appreciate it, Chef. All right, to get your very own tasty burger and indulge in the rest of their fabulous menu, visit osthouseaustin.com or check them out on social media at osthouseatx. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness. Chronic inflammatory conditions like arthritis can change everything: your mobility, your energy, even your ability to be a parent or grandparent. Dr. Lucas Brown of Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness is here today to talk to us about how a turning point is possible. So Dr. Brown, I want to ask first and foremost, what do you see most often when patients walk through the door?
Sure, yeah. For most patients, when they walk through the door, they've been dealing with the same thing for a long period of time, and usually it's pretty debilitating. You know, it's about their quality of life has just kind of gone away. In Pauline's case, who we're about to hear from, she was dealing with degenerative arthritis, and she really wasn't able to do anything. She would have these flare-ups that would last for weeks, and within 3 weeks of treating her, we got those flare-ups down to nothing.
All right, let's go ahead and take a listen to what Pauline has to say.
Thank you.
Before I found the Rosedale Wellness Center, I had a lot of trouble with flare-ups from my degenerative arthritis, and I have some inflammatory elements. And one of the first things I noticed after about 3 weeks is that I had not had any more inflammatory episodes. I have been able to do a lot more, especially with my little grandson. I used to not be able to pick him up at all, so I can play a lot better with him. I've started getting back to an exercise regimen, which I'd had to give up. Between the wonderful care that I get here and the great outcomes that I've been feeling, that's been the best. If I was speaking to someone who was looking for help, I would suggest that they just take a deep breath and relax and listen to what Dr. Brown has to say. You don't necessarily see the results in one day, but I definitely felt it within the first 2 weeks of starting treatment.
Wow, it's really nice to hear from Pauline, and something that stuck out to me there, Dr. Brown, is her ability to play with her grandson again. That's quality of life.
Absolutely, and that might not sound like medicine to most people, but that's what we do here, right? It's about connection, movement, independence. I've joked before that I feel like I have the best job in the world because we restore that quality of life. I now think that grandparents have the best job in the world. We get to help them do their job, so that makes us the second best job in the world. I mean, if there's one takeaway, don't give up hope. I mean, maybe it's with us, maybe it's with someone else, but definitely there is something that can be done. But here it all starts with a conversation.
Powerful medicine indeed. All right, Dr. Brown, thank you.
Thank you.
If anyone out there watching can relate, give Rosedale Acupuncture a call, and their patient care coordinator will set up a free consultation with Dr. Brown to see if he can possibly help you. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness.
Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career.
We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by the Puppy Food Bank, Texas Oncology, and Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness.